He is America's most notorious serial killer, and his memory still haunts our country. Ted Bundy was put to death in Florida's electric chair 30 years ago this month. But his brutal sex crimes in the 70s, including the grisly bloodbath he left behind at Florida State University, continues to spawn new books, documentaries, and movies. Tonight, a look back at the American serial killer's final days.
This is a legacy of terror that just lives on.
In the early morning hours of January 15th, 1978, Ted Bundy began a barbaric killing spree on the Florida State University campus.
Police continue to guard the
News Channel 8 Tallahassee reporter Mike Vasalinda broke the news.
Little did I know that morning that that was going to be the beginning of one of the most infamous crimes ever committed in this city for sure, but really a crime that really shocked the nation.
Bundy was already suspected of abducting, raping, and mutilating several women out west. He was on the FBI's most wanted list, but on the FSU campus, he was unknown. When Ted Bundy arrived in Tallahassee, he rented a room at a boarding house right here on College Avenue. Said his name was Chris, a graduate student from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He basically jogged around campus for a couple of weeks, going to bars, meeting people, and hiding in plain sight. He was handsome, charming, and smart. He had a degree in psychology, studied law, and carried himself with confidence.
He's good looking, and you don't expect the boogeyman to look like that.
But he dropped the mask of sanity when he picked up a tree limb and used it to bludgeon Chi Omega sorority sisters in their sleep.
That door had been propped open.
This door here.
This door here. And he went right through there and then up to the top floor. And the trees are gone, but there were oak trees out here, and that's where the limb came from.
Within 15 minutes, 4 women suffered severe sexual abuse. 21-year-old Margaret Bowman and 20-year-old Lisa Levy died as a result. And he wasn't finished.
So we're on the backside of the Chi-O house right now.
That same night, just a few blocks away, Bundy attacked 21-year-old dance student Cheryl Thomas in her apartment, nearly killing her.
And I think it still is something that, women on campus think about a lot, I'd say.
Sorority sisters at Chi Omega think about it, but they are not allowed to talk about it.
Well, I'm not really supposed to talk about it.
You're not supposed to talk about it?
Yeah.
Because you're a sister of Chi Omega? Mm-hmm. Is that kind of a rule for Chi Omega? Don't talk about it?
Yeah, we just say no comment.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
Before police caught him a month later driving a stolen VW Beetle, Bundy killed again. 12-year-old Kimberly Leach was his final victim. Vasalinda was there when Bundy learned that he would stand trial for murder.
I'll plead not guilty right now.
I think the killer side of him came out that night that we were in the jail cell with him when the indictment was being read, and he got pretty angry, and his eyes were black. I mean, they were scary.
Mr. Bundy, you told him that you were going to get me. He said he was going to get me, okay? You've got the indictment. It's all you're going to get. Let's read it. Let's go.
Bundy caused a media frenzy while representing himself during the first nationally televised trial.
My name's Ted Bundy.
He was found guilty and sentenced to die in Florida's electric chair.
It's over, Ted.
There was a carnival-like atmosphere on the date of the execution, January 24th, 1989.
There were Burn Bundy Burn t-shirts. There were people singing and dancing.
Vasalinda watched as Ted Bundy took his final breath at the age of 42.
I think a lot of us in the room were hoping that we would hear the real story. How many, why, what drove you to do this? And the only thing he said was, tell my friends and family I love them. And that was it. And then they put the hood over his head, and they proceeded. 10 minutes later, they pronounced him dead.
Ted Bundy reportedly confessed to murdering more than 50 women. Experts believe he killed more than 100. Only he knows the real number. Bundy never stopped taunting the system either. Right up until his execution, he bargained to extend his life, revealing where bodies could be found in exchange for more time. And he played that game on Florida's death row for 10 years.
What I find so extraordinary, too, about this story is that before he came to Florida in 1978, he had been in custody. How in the world did he even get here?
It's remarkable. Again, it's back to that charm, and everybody just got along with this guy. But he was arrested twice, as you point out, for kidnapping and murder. He was being held in Colorado, but escaped both times. Once he jumped out a window, was caught again, and then he escaped through a loose light fixture in a jail cell. Had police in Colorado, Jen, done their jobs, what happened in Florida would have never taken place. Those women and that young girl would still be alive. To learn more about Ted Bundy and his crime spree in Florida, you can visit our website, wfla.com. We have created a special page there with pictures, videos, and news reports from the past.